What is happening, my friends? Welcome to yet another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show, your go to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day. Whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or even the latest buzz, look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. Look, my friends, on today's show, today's conversation, we are going to discuss a couple of topics that we left off from last show, like actress Debbie Morgan praising Tyler Perry, director Tyler Perry, about the generous pay raise and just the salary she has been receiving now. She's been uh acting for 40 about around 40 decades. Around 40 decades she has been acting, and I think we've all remembered her from the soap opera series. I believe she was on let me, because see, I wasn't born around the time when she was in soaps. But it's funny because my grandmother was a huge soap opera um fan. Every time, if my mom dropped me off to Nana's house, best believe I was either watching Oprah or All My Children's, One Life to Live, General Hospital. uh I think towards her final year, she was watching like Bold and Beautiful, and I mean, she loved them all. She loved them and watched them all. She was on, which soaps was she on? Because I know she was on one of them that, All My Children. There we go, All My Children, as Angie Baxter Hubbard. So she's recently been in a couple of Tyler Perry projects, and she was on a radio station not too long ago speaking so highly about him. So I'll kind of share a little bit about that later on in the show. Also, let's see, what do we have on the chopping block too? Making America healthy again. Yeah, making America healthy again. So there's a viral photo of Donald Trump and his cabinet, a few guys from his team on his airplane, either leaving or on their way to a UFC game. One of those guys happened to be Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who he happened to nominate to be on his staff for human secretary, or the man's going to be involved with health. That's like his big thing he wants to work towards and impact. He wants to discuss issues going on with the FDA and this and that and the other. And so it's a viral photo of him happening to be enjoying a meal with the next former president, as well as the upcoming 47th president. And it's going kind of having people lose their cool even more, because it's not like they're a big fan of RFK Jr. anyway, right? We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about Morning Joe Scarborough, and his wife Mika are facing a bit of a have some backlash going on, because they recently had a conversation with the next president elect, Donald J. Trump. They've been receiving heat, obviously, from colleagues from the left, and everybody from the left. Every anti-Trump supporter, they have been receiving nothing but hell. And we're gonna talk a little bit more on it. And honestly, I don't see too much of an issue. I always like to play it fair and call a spade in a sense. So we're gonna talk about that as well. What else do we have on the lineup? Katie Taylor, boxer Katie Taylor, who was amongst one of the boxers competing in the recent Netflix showdown, the Netflix event that was live, the Jake Paul Mike Tyson event that was held at AT&T Stadium. She was crowned the victor in that horrific fight between her and Amanda Serrano. Well, guess what? Katie Taylor, who won the fight, is suspended from boxing. Why, you ask? Well, we'll talk about that a little later on. Also, if we have some time, I want to talk about the comedy legend Jay Leno. Let me tell you something. This man either just has buzzard luck, or he just can't catch a break in life when it comes to getting hurt. This man was recently not chased down, but TMZ caught up with the comedian and former late night host, and the man is rocking an eye patch. And I'm thinking it's a joke or anything, but then you look closely, I'm like, oh damn, his face is like pink and purple on the side. What happened? This man's always hurting himself. So we're going to talk about it here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Again, my friends, thank you so much for tuning in and taking the time out of your busy schedule to check up on your boy, to tune in for yet another great conversation. Look, we are an independent, unbiased program giving you nothing but fun, informative, just laid back conversations, right? Stuff that you're not going to get in the mainstream media or legacy media, whatever the hell you want to call it. We're just here having a conversation that you would have amongst family, at the cookout, at the bar with friends. I mean, we're literally just here. I'm catching you up to speed. What's going on in pop culture? Again, politics, sports, the whole 9 yards. And so again, I thank you for those who continues to support the program. Follow us. Subscribe to the channel. We drop new episodes weeknights. Wherever you can get your podcasts, okay? iHeart, Spotify, Apple, whichever is your podcast preference. Look, all you have to do is just type in the Arrington Gavin Show, or you can type in R Smooth Club Media. Find us a little easier from there as well. You can also stream us on YouTube or Rumble. Our YouTube channel is R Smooth Club Media, and then our Rumble channel is the Arrington Gavin Show, or you can just type in the Arrington Gavin Show on YouTube. I mean, it's very simple to find us, my friends. But I would truly appreciate if you guys can subscribe if you haven't, share with friends and family, leave us a comment, good or bad. Okay, good or bad. If something that you like, something that you don't like about the show, please give us your take and give us your insights. I truly appreciate that. You can also follow us on our social media platforms, on Instagram at the Arrington Gavin Show, as well as on X, formerly known as Twitter, at the Arrington Gavin Show. We're on Substack as well at the Arrington Gavin Show, on Substack. And Blue Sky is a very popular social media platform, so I think we'll eventually get on there. I haven't started one yet. I haven't really got too much involved, but I'm curious. I always love to stay involved, stay in the loop, and stay relevant. You always got to get with the times. That's the worst thing that I will never be. You're never gonna see me being far behind on times. I might not be right there or right ahead, but hey, I'm not gonna be far behind. That's one thing, y'all. Let's see what else we got going on. That's pretty much gonna be some of the topics we're gonna be speaking on within this hour. Before I move forward, I always have to acknowledge some of our proud supporters of the Arrington Gavin Show, like our friend Mr. Bernardo Johnson, founder, CEO of Bernardo Menswear. This line right here, man, keeps you looking swagged out from head to toe, business casual, formal, custom, you name it. Now, I've mentioned here many a times on the show, as a business owner, entrepreneur, and just a man that kind of works in the public eye, I always got to make sure my appearance is on point. You know what I mean? I can't look all raggedy because people won't take me seriously. I am my brand, and I have to make sure that my brand is always looked apart, and just again, just looks approachable too as well. But I just want to showcase and shine a light on one of our proud supporters, Bernardo's Menswear, Mr. Bernardo Johnson. Again, for more information about his line, you can visit his website at www.bernardomenswear.com. Again, that's bernardomenswear.com. And if you happen to be in the Hampton Roads, Virginia area, please visit him at his store location in Norfolk, Virginia, in McGotham Mall on the first floor. Is located in the heart of downtown Norfolk. Again, it's Bernardo's Menswear. We want to thank him for being a proud supporter of the Arrington Gavin Show. All right, my friends, before we move forward, we are going to take a quick commercial break. But when we come back, we'll have our fun fact of the day. So do me a favor, don't go anywhere. You are listening to the Arrington Gavin Show. We'll be right back.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
All right, my friends, welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. I am your host, Arrington Gavin. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at the Arrington Gavin Show. I truly appreciate it, my friends. All right, let's get it going with our fun fact of the day. You know, it's a great tradition we love to do to start you off before we get in, getting the hands dirty for the show. Look, I want to ask you guys this. For all you baseball fans out there, did you know? Well, I won't even ask you. Did you know, and this is for the non-baseball fans too, did you know that MLB umpires are required to wear black underwear in case they split their pants? Did you guys know that? No, you're probably like, Arrington, why the hell we want to know that? We don't worry about people splitting their pants. We don't want to know about what kind of underwear they are wearing. That is gross. Why are you asking us that? We've always been curious. I wonder what color the umpire's underwear is. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you why. Because for how long these damn Major League Baseball games are, you gotta just start thinking of stupid stuff. All right, you just gotta start thinking and be like, you think he's wearing pink underwear? What color is his underwear? What color is his socks? What else is under there? You think he got like a jogging suit under there? You just start thinking of random crap. All right, y'all don't judge me. I'm just a guy in a room speaking into a mic and speaking into a camera. Y'all like probably like, Lord help this brother. Well, look, guys, it is very true. And again, it is no. I basically explained it amongst that fun fact. The fact is, literally, the position of an umpire. They're always standing behind. Standing in that position, squatting 24/7. They're literally in that squat position throughout a whole game, legs spread out. And look, it's really easy to split your pants. I've done it many times. Yes, I have. When you realize you just can't wear skinny jeans no more. That's when you got to hit the gym. When them thighs is really thighing out. No, it's time to go to the gym. I don't want to look like I don't look like I got cake like Nicki Minaj. I don't want to do that. No. So yeah, it's a simple rule. I mean, just make sure you wear black underwear. All right. So that was our fun fact. I hope you all can continue to share that amongst the very first date, a blind date or making a new friend. Hey, how do you start a conversation? Did you know that MLB umpires are required to wear black underwear? Did you know that? Good way to start a conversation, if I might say. Let me digress from that. As I mentioned earlier, Tyler Perry is receiving praise as usual from legendary and iconic actress Debbie Morgan. I mentioned earlier, Debbie Morgan is very known for being from All My Children. She's been on countless of films. Her career spans 40 decades, y'all. 40 decades. She has recently been not on one Tyler Perry film, but two, because she was in Divorce in the Black, that was on Amazon, that starred Making Good, and I think his name was Corey Hardrick, and she's now in a show called Beauty in Black, which is a series on Netflix that has been receiving massive reviews, good reviews, and so she was recently Debbie Morgan, that is, because she plays on that show, and she had just spoke about how within her 40-year career, Tyler Perry is paying me very well, and it's a true honor to work with him. So let me over here grab this soundbite for you all, so you can hear it instead of just hearing it from me. You can hear from the iconic actress herself. Let me see here. No. No, that's not what I wanted.
Because when my manager called me, and usually when you're talking back and forth to working on a project with producers, and your manager, your representation go back and forth about salary. And so my manager called me and he said, Debbie, he said, Tyler's just offered you this part on this new drama he's doing for Amazon. And he said, there's no negotiating. I said, huh? There's no negotiating. What do you mean? He said, well, this is the offer. I said, what? I said, can you say that again? So I said, of course there would be no negotiating. And so we do the movie. And after the movie, he calls me and he said, Debbie, he said, I asked my people to pay you X amount of dollars. Did they do that? And I said, yes, Tyler. And I am so grateful. And he said, you were so wonderful in this movie. I'm going to offer you this on top of it. I swear to God, I
What?
almost fainted.
No one does that.
I'm
gonna give you a little more.
Look, I've been doing this for almost 4 decades, and I have never had anybody.
Wild.
It was incredible. I said, I want to work for Tyler for the rest of my career. Let me tell you,
And you know what? That is truly a wonderful story to hear about, because here's the thing, y'all. Tyler Perry, in my opinion, in my decade, has been one of the pioneers in Black Hollywood. I'm gonna explain, right? Because you're probably saying, wait a minute, you act like Tyler Perry is like 100 years old and he's done this and that. Let me explain, y'all. Tyler Perry has employed so many public figures, music and TV and film, in the Black community, and not even just black folks, but mostly Black people, people of color. He's employed white people. He's employed multiple people, all race and nationality and ethnicities, but mostly the Black community. I remember when I first heard about Tyler Perry, I started checking out his plays, his stage plays, and because a lot of his movies, especially that consisted in his character Medea, was started off on stage. Once it was successful on stage, he said, "Let me take this to film." Once it was successful in film, sky's the limit. He was making stage money, film money. Then he started doing trying to split up characters, giving them their own TV series, and he has a bunch of shows. Like, the man is truly talented. All that success helped him create one of the largest TV studios, production studios in Atlanta, Georgia. Probably the largest one, and one of the top tier production studios in the world, because you now have people that says, wait, I don't have to go to the West Coast all the time. I don't need to always go to Hollywood. I can go film this movie at Tyler Perry Studios. And man, when I tell you, the place is beautiful. I've yet to go in person and visit. I've seen a tour online of it. It's beautiful. I remember when it first had opened it, he invested his own money into this, most of his own money into this. He deserves all the success. Now, he received some backlash with the way he was working with Monique, the comedian Monique, because they work together as well. And Monique explains how, really Tyler Perry was one of the ones that, pretty much blackballed her in Hollywood and, caused her not to receive this kind of money, and said difficult to work with and all the stuff. So I bring all that stuff up because hearing people say how great Tyler Perry has been to them and how much they've made their most money working with him, not just Debbie Morgan, as I mentioned, Megan Good, Corey Hardwick, oh lordy, the late great Cicely Tyson. She said I'm gonna say she was probably like in her 80s when she was on one of his films, and she just had a speaking role for, I'm gonna say, less than 15 minutes. He gave that woman $1 million. $1 million. Generous? No. Well deserved? Absolutely. Cicely Tyson is a icon, a legend. She's the queen. You hear me? One of the queens in film and TV. Tyler Perry knows what people are rightfully deserved. He's, like I said, he started so many careers. A lot of his stage play stars were never, well-known people. They became stars because of those films. So like I said, and you know how I feel about Monique and, I'm not. This is no grudge against her. I always wish her and pray that she can continues to get more success. Every time I see her in projects, I'm like, good for her, good for her. I still support and will tune into some of her projects. But again, I like hearing things like this because some people are saying, well, is Tyler Perry doing this because he received so much backlash from Monique and now he's really trying to make it up to folks, or is he just doing it now because he has that capability and that power to do so? He calls the shots at his studios. He literally writes all his scripts. He says, "Hey, look, I call my people. Did they give you this amount of money, that amount?" Like that is so. It's just an amazing sight to see. So I wanted to bring up that story, y'all, because again, I still think that Tyler gets a lot of heat, involving with his the issue that occurred with him and Monique. If I don't recall, I think well, I don't know if Cat Williams had mentioned, he named so many people during that Club Shay Shay interview, so I couldn't remember. But yeah, so I thought that was pretty dope. And again, the film or the TV series that she's in on Netflix, Debbie Morgan, Beauty in Black. Okay, Beauty in Black, and the movie she was recently on that was on Amazon was called Divorce in the Black. So that was really good as well. Again, advocate for black content creators and supporting minority businesses, and that's what we do here on the show. All right, let me go ahead and move it on to our next story. I want to talk about what's this guy's name? RFK. That's right, RFK. So RFK, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., former independent candidate, and also he ended up dropping out. He endorsed Donald Trump. He's now part of Donald Trump's team. Donald Trump has announced he will endorse Donald Trump. Donald Trump also had nominated him for the role as it was held. What was the position? Give me 1 second. His actual job title was Secretary of Health and Human Services. RFK is big on making America healthy again. He is. Honestly, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think we all should be healthy. I know a lot of people are uncomfortable of having him in that role, in that leadership role, because they're like saying, okay, this is a guy that is an anti-vaxxer. He sees this, he's that. He eats freaking dead bears. Like he killed a bear and he eats bears, for crying out loud. He does this and that. He talked about having worms in his brains. Y'all, chill for a second. For one, he is on recording. This is public information saying he's not an he's not anti-vaccines. He was just very cautious about the COVID-19 vaccination, which was, I think that was perfectly fine. I took it. I wasn't hesitant because I'm like, hey, if medical professionals and scientists say it's okay to take, hey, I'm gonna take it. If my physician says it's okay to take it, I'm gonna take it. But I don't think that people should be shunned if they have hesitation or if they have questions about it, or if they choose not to. I don't think they should be criticized for that. RFK is a man who initially ran for president as a Democrat. He is a Kennedy. Now, Democratic Party during his father and his uncle's eras was probably much different compared now, right? It's a whole different party, and that's on both sides of the aisle. But what I'm trying to imply here is that out of everybody on Trump's cabinet, I don't think RFK is like the least bad guy, right? The man is an environmental attorney. He's big on the environment. He's passionate about people being healthy. Because let's be honest, we still have an obesity crisis. Now, it might be dropping at certain numbers very slowly but surely, but we live in a world with nothing but processed foods. I'm a person that partake in it, and I know I shouldn't, but for the sake of my schedule, I get lazy, and I'm like, well, you know what? I don't want to get healthy food. I want to make anything. Let me just get something very quick and easy, right? It's so easy to get, some junk food. So again, let's hear him out. And I say all that to say I'm not against him trying to go after a lot of the companies that make this processed food, because they're making billions and so much money off of it. Before I let me see here. Before I move forward, showing why I'm bringing up RFK Jr., let me see if I gotta see if is it still up here. There was a okay. I just wanted to read these very quickly. It was reported by the Washington Post. Just 10 false health claims RFK has publicly made over the years. So, and again, I think that's why some folks could probably be cautious about this guy. But let me go ahead and share that with you before I move forward. So it says here, and again, this report by Washington Post. I mentioned, they're saying RFK, they're describing as RFK Jr. being a longtime anti-vaccine activist, okay, to the nation's top post, has alarmed medical experts who point to his history of trafficking in conspiracy theories as disqualifying to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. Now, let's read some of these false statements. All right, number one, falsely linked vaccines to autism. Falsely called the coronavirus vaccine the deadliest vaccine ever made. All right. Obviously that was a opinion from his that second point. Promotes raw milk stem cells and other controversial or debunked medical treatments. Argues government employees have an interest in mass poisoning the American public. Again, some very vicious, but you can tell that's his personal opinion. Now, not defending RFK. I'm reading these to share why people are so hesitant of RFK, which is they have a right to be. They have a right to be. Falsely linked antidepressants to mass shootings. Incorrectly suggests AIDS may not be caused by HIV. Let's see here. Falsely argues children's gender identity can be impacted by water. Falsely touted ivermectin and hydrochloroquine as effective COVID treatments. Argue the COVID-19 was ethnically targeted to spare Ashkenazi Jews and Chinese people. Claims FG high-speed wireless networks to use. Claims 5G high-speed wireless network is used to control our behavior. All right, so those were just 10. Those are just 10. By the way, this man will most likely be Secretary of Health and Human Services. Now you're probably saying, Arrington, sound like this man needs some assistance. What is wrong with this dude? And look, he's been saying some off the wall stuff. Could it be that he's a person that's very relatable to Trump, says some off the wall stuff, but people shouldn't really take it seriously? Or no, when you're at the helm of a position like this, you definitely should take it seriously. So let me go ahead and share this video. So recently, Donald Trump, who is a regular at UFC pay-per-view functions, thanks to his good friend Dana White. Dana White who's the founder of the UFC. He comes to every match just to be, pampered, because everybody loves, especially the crowd, the UFC crowd. They love them some Donald Trump. They really do. You even had champion John Jones doing his little Trump dance, which he was. I mean, you talking about kissing the ring? I call it something else, but he was definitely a fan of the president. Well, look, if you see on this video right here, Trump Jr., Elon Musk, and I believe that Speaker of the House Mike Johnson, who and RFK poses with their McDonald's on Trump's plane. And the interesting thing is, people are like, whoa, what about this health nut, this person who's trying to fight the corporate companies that make this junk food? Whatever happened to all that stuff? Look at him enjoying it. And it's funny because he's the way he's cheesing is like she's like, oh gosh, don't make this public. Like he's really like smirking. He's not even like a smile, but he's like I mean, it just keeps getting better and better. Look, it ain't nothing wrong. Even somebody that's into fitness, right? I've spoken with personal trainers, nutritionists, health and wellness experts. Look, there's nothing wrong with having a cheat meal. There's nothing wrong with having that. Okay, people can't eat clean, healthy forever. People, I mean, well, yes, they can. That's very true. But it's okay to treat yourself to a craving, right? That's exactly what they do. Like you got a burger there. I want to say some nuggets and fries and a Coke, and that is not a Diet Coke. That is a regular Coke. It's funny. I don't know. Look, it looked like a lot of stuff over there at the president's too, but they're all healthy people. I have a great bill of health. I'm in the best shape of my life. Okay, all right. Mind your business as I eat my Big Mac. Yummy. Okay, yummy. Love it. But yeah, a lot of people are losing their mind off of seeing him in this video. This is actually a report reported by Yahoo News from Telegraph, saying that Trump gives RFK Jr. McDonald's poison to eat on private plane. Every politician says here, every politician faces a moment when they must choose between the dearest held principles and their career. Now, for RFK Jr., it came in the form of a Big Mac served to him on the board of Trump's private plane. Now, the scion of the Kennedy family has spent decades railing against McDonald's as the epitome of the fast food, turning America into a nation of obese and unhappy people. He had referred to the food on Mr. Trump's private jet, Trump's Force One, as poison just days before he tapped to become America's next health secretary. Now, recently, this is the picture right here, and as I mentioned, burger, fries, and a Coca-Cola. Now, I mentioned it looked like some nuggets on there too. That's just the way I'm seeing on the screen from here. Let's see. Mr. Trump himself often goes without breakfast or lunch. Don't care. Stocks and proceeds, food industries drop. Don't care. So yeah, just want to show you guys that. Not looking at any other important stuff. They're showing some other highlights from that function. But I'll tell you one thing, man. RFK Jr. is one brave soul, because being a Kennedy, endorsing a Republican, and working in a Republican administration, and not just any Republican, Donald Trump, wowzers. I tell you, that is probably just your family's like, it's gonna be an awkward Thanksgiving. That's all I'm gonna say. It's gonna be an awkward Thanksgiving. How are we looking? What time? We're looking good. All right. So look, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. We'll have more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Don't go anywhere, and do not change that dial. We'll be right back.
You know, just like a winning team evolves throughout the season, so does your beard. I'm Arrington Gavin, proud CEO of Rugged Evolution Beard Care. With our premium oils, balms, and grooming tools, it's everything you need to level up your beard game. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a rookie, Rugged Evolution is the new smooth. Order now and dominate the beard game like never before. Rugged Evolution Beard Care, because every beard deserves to be legendary.
What is going on, my friends? Welcome back. I am just seeing if I can find a trying to see if I had a video on my no, it looks like I don't have it. So look, on the next up, I wanted to talk about Morning Joe. They're facing some major backlash. For those who are unfamiliar of the show Morning Joe, it's probably one of the highest rated programs on MSNBC. It's hosted by former Republican congressman who's currently independent, who has been an independent ever since, in Joe Scarborough, and his co-host is his wife Mika Brzezinski, and they have I think is it Willie Geis, and there's another gentleman, I'm losing his name to save my life, but it's one of their highest rated shows and longest running ones on the network as well. Damn, I'm trying to see if I had the clip, but I do not. No big deal, my friends. The reason why they are receiving some backlash is because recently they had mentioned on air that and this report by the Associated Press, and here's the title right here, titled "Kissing the Ring." MSNBC Morning Joe host meet with Trump to reopen lines of communication. All right. And so people are like saying, wait a minute, wait. Morning Joe met up with Donald Trump, which it is quite interesting because they were, first of all, the network alone, no fan of Donald Trump. One of the most critical, I mean, they were critical, very critical. I mean, MSNBC initially, I think, was supposed to be more of like the middle ground channel, is, in my opinion, leaning very, very left leaning. And the reason why I say that is because they had such a hissy fit when it was announced that the former RNC chair was going to be hired by the channel as like a political commentator or something. And they were livid. They were like, no. And each personality on that network basically protested on, and called the network out and said, no, y'all do not need to be putting this person on our channel, because she was known to, lie and never confess that, Trump won the election fair and square, or Trump lost the election fair and square, and that it was corruption, this, that, and the other. And so they basically called her a liar on national TV, to the point where they just said, you know what, it's not going to work out. You have to go. Which to me is like, I don't like that. And the reason why is I'm such an advocate of civil dialogue, right? I don't care if we disagree. You still have to find common ground and just learn how to agree to disagree. That's the way the world is, y'all. We're not going to agree on the same stuff. So be relatable and, just allow the person to, hey, this is another source of income. Allow that person to share, get their perspective on it. And sometimes you don't know. Maybe with having her on there, yeah, she's gonna share her views as a strong conservative, but she might find common ground and it can rekindle something. So anyway, I go back to this story reported by the Associated Press because recently, says here, Joe Scarborough and his wife Mika Brzezinski, fierce critics of President-elect Donald Trump, say they traveled to Mar-a-Lago for a meeting with him to reopen lines of communication that would be served their morning show viewers. Now, if I'm pretty sure the couple has a home in Florida, and sometimes they're not in New York City. Sometimes they're taping from there. So again, easy access to get towards the president. Because Mar-a-Lago is in Florida. As I continue reading this article, it says with feelings still raw, with it being just weeks after the election, their journey to Trump's Florida home hasn't gone over that well with many fans and critics of Morning Joe. The show's anchor team had been so critical of Trump that in September, Scarborough said that it's not a reach to compare him to Hitler. Yes, he went that far. MSNBC pulled Morning Joe from the air on that Monday after the assassination attempt on Trump this past summer. Now a lot of people were saying, "Wait, why the heck did they do that?" Because it was odd. They wiped it out that just on that day, and they were back the next morning. It was a bit awkward. On the Monday show, the host said that they had reached out to Trump the previous week and met with him the next day. It was the first time, and I quote, "It was the first time we have seen him in 7 years." That's what Mika Brzezinski said. She also said that Trump was cheerful and upbeat, even as the three of them discussed issues that they disagreed on. Now, for those who are big on social media and is pro Trump and is very pro that the media is against him, you will probably find like videos of like ways to help your case, right? A buddy of mine who's strong Trump supporter showed me this clip, and I've seen it before too. I mean, that's just look, you got to be willing to like try and do your own research, right? So I saw this video of like just showing all these people that used to buddy and kissing up on Trump and just being so friendly with him, and they're the same folks that will talk so much crap about him throughout his career as a politician. Look, there's a video showing Morning Joe squad embraces him with open arms, and then it's like they follow, they go forward, and it's like they're just bashing. So it's also said, and I'm reading a quote here, what we did agree on was to restart communication. Her father, the late I cannot say that name. I'll just say Mr. Brzezinski. I apologize, Mika. The national security advisor in Jimmy Carter's administration often spoke with the world leaders he disagreed with. And she said that's a job for journalists and commentators too. I agree. For those asking why we would speak to President-elect during such fraught time, especially between us, I guess I would ask back, why wouldn't we? Trump confirmed the meeting in an interview with Fox News Digital. I very much appreciate the fact that they wanted to have open communication. In many ways, it's too bad that it wasn't done long ago, which to me says you can talk to me all you want. I don't forgive y'all. Y'all talk some mad junk about me. Y'all can still kiss the, you know what? So to me, it was a waste of visit for them. And he kind of just showed his true character and like, hey, look, we can try and act goody two shoe, but I'm not loyal to y'all because for years y'all been talking down my character and this and the other. So it will be difficult. I don't think they were just trying to make up after just one day. Says here, not everyone reacted the same way. On The View, co-host Sunny Hostin, who's an attorney, a very left-leaning commentator. She's also, I believe, a commentator with CNN. The country needs a free pass willing to speak truth to power, and she didn't think it was necessary to travel to Mar-a-Lago to kiss the ring. The co-host Alyssa Farah Griffin said she thought highly of the MSNBC host to recognize how many people voted for Trump. Jeff Jarvis, author of the Buzz Machine blog and a retired journalism professor at the University of New York, said online that it is a disgusting show of abstinence in advance. Several conservative commentators weren't impressed either. Talk show host Buck Sexton, in a post on X, called the meeting um, astounding. Trump's victory is so complete. Morning Joe has fully surrendered. Sexton wrote. Veteran cable news personality Greta Van Sutton called it groveling. Morning Joe, like many shows on MSNBC, has seen its ratings drop just dropped so bad since the election, as its liberal audience takes a break. It's a post-election pattern similar to the experience in past years with viewers who supported the losing party. After a break, many usually return. Neither host was available to speak to a reporter after the show, and the network spokesperson said Scarborough seemed to anticipate criticism when talking about the decision to meet with Trump. Don't be mistaken, he said, we're not here to defend or normalize Trump. We're here to report on him and hopefully provide you with insights. In the same Fox News interview, Trump said that he had obligations to the American people, to be open and available to the press. If not treated fairly, however, that will end. Again, my take on this is people just needs to just shut the F up. I'm sorry, like I'm all for open dialogue. And at the end of the day, guess what? I don't know if it's the left just still being bitter that that they lost. Again, I'm speaking as a person who did not vote for Trump, will never vote for Trump. I'm not a fan of him at all. But at the end of the day, I'm also, look, he won fair and square. He won by a landslide. He won the electoral college. He also won the popular vote. What is there else you like? Literally, majority of the elections across our nation is the House is now dominated by the Republican Party, and the Senate is dominated by the Republican Party. The fact of the matter is, y'all, people are saying due to new laws potentially being passed. I haven't really, I'm not going to speak too much in it because I don't know too much into it. But they're saying, they're going to cut down on a certain media outlet, especially people that will speak against Donald Trump. I hope that doesn't occur, because there's so many people within his orbit, like Elon Musk, who's supposed to be such an advocate of free speech, RFK Jr., who was on every single podcast during his campaign. Donald Trump, who's on a lot of podcasts, mainly podcasts that was more favorable to him, and that enjoyed his company. But when you see I'm not a fan of The View. I'm really not, because The View reminds me of the left-leaning version of The Five. I tolerate those shows, because it's just, they're on television, they've been on for years, there are successful shows, but I never thought it's fair to have a 4-on-1 kind of show. I think that's stupid. Or 4-on-1 kind of show. I don't like it. I think it's ridiculous. It's not the way the world is. Sonny has been caught up on just calling people out who even people who are liberal, who are Democrats, that will call other Democrats out. And I'm just like, girl, take the L. It's proof that they struggle with this. Why do you have to call everybody else off? Obviously, you're the first one to get so offended and saying, oh, they're just kissing the ring, and I'm not going to kiss the ring. Never will. Never. Look, first of all, if they had a relationship spanning years back, obviously the man won. I don't get it. And I'm reading other journalists' comments saying that this is just a way, which could be true. It's just a way of trying to help the viewership numbers, because liberal medias, left-leaning medias, they're struggling at this point. That's why I think you see a shift now with CNN being a little more neutral, right? MSNBC is definitely not neutral. I tune in. I mean, I like all news platforms. I just be honest. I watch MSNBC, Fox, CNN, News Nation a lot more. I watch them all, dude. I watch them all. But I think this is an interesting story. I just think they've kind of embarrassed themselves. Them meaning the Joe Scarborough and Mika, because forever you talk so like, and the fact that I'm gonna drive to his home, to his property, have a conversation with them, and then hopefully we can be bygones. And for cutting it so close, no. Practice what you preach. You said this, and keep it moving. Now you can either continue to bash and criticize whoever's in office, just because you don't care for them, and that you just because, hey, look, we're a left-leaning network, they're right, they lean on the right, so it's our job to always talk bad. No, hey, keep your insights. Give us the insights on the on the administration. If somebody did wrong, hey, report on it. If somebody did right, report on it. Play it fair. But y'all, they've been getting, like I said, mad heat on this. And I'll read a little more into it, man. Because I don't think this will be the final time we're gonna hear about this in this story, because out of all the networks, out of all the reporters, it was very odd hearing it from them. But again, Joe Scarborough was a former Republican congressman. He still has conservative views. He also, in a weird way, not a weird way, but he also has progressive views too. You know what I mean? So it's interesting, y'all. It's interesting. Very quickly, because I got like maybe almost about 5 minutes left. I want to share. Let's see. Do I have time? Oh man, I might not have any time for it, but let me go ahead and speak about Jay Leno real quick, because I thought this was like, wow, did this really just happen? Jay Leno is a guy that is always in the news because of his injury. This man is literally always hurting himself. Since retiring from the Late Show, he's started off, with a car show. He's still doing comedy on the road, things like that nature. But he's also, had dealt with life many times. He, literally was caught on fire and survived that. He was in a car crash, or fell with a motorcycle crash. He survived that. And now recently he said he took a bad fall. Let me go ahead and pull this video for you all. And for those who are watching, you can look at how gruesome his that fall was. And look, we'll talk on the other side about that.
I heard you recently had a fall. I want to know how you're holding up.
I'm holding up fine. I'm right here. I'm talking to you.
Okay. Can I ask you what happened?
Well, I was staying at a hotel. It was on a hill, and there was I said, "I go, where's a good place to eat?" Oh, the bottom of this. So I went out. And the restaurant was there, but to get to it, I didn't have a car, so you had to go walk about 1.5 miles around. I said, "Well, the hill doesn't look that steep. It's about 60, 70 feet. Let me see if I can go down the hill." And then I fell down, just boom, boom.
So boom. You rolled down the hill?
I rolled down the hill, hit my head on a rock, knocked me in the eye. There you go.
Did you have to go to the hospital?
Well, I did the show, and then when I came back to LA, I went to the hospital.
So you performed?
That's right.
You performed first, and then you went, to get...
Well, it was only a couple hours before the show.
May I get a picture?
So can I ask you, you haven't, skipped a beat when it comes to performing.
Right.
Why is that? Why did you decide to still go on with the show instead of just?
Well, because you have 20, I think there are 2,600 people. The show, that's right.
Okay, so if you had a show,
Ethel Merman, lady.
You had a show the same day, then the show the next day.
Yeah,
Sunday
I got
as
a show tonight.
So 3 shows back to back. You're not entertained today?
Well, it doesn't really. It's not that big a deal. It's
Okay.
all right. It's all right.
Back in 2022, you know, you had the incident, garage.
Right.
And then you had the motorcycle accident.
Right.
And now this. I want to know what advice you give somebody, you know, to be
Well,
able
the
to
great
bounce
thing
back.
about this age, you don't learn by your mistakes. You just keep doing the same stupid thing.
Same thing. I know you recently had a fall. I want to know how you're holding.
Man, like I said, Jay Leno, a true American badass. Literally, the man can survive anything. Fire, motorcycle, a 60-foot fall, and still will go on stage to finish out to do what he got to do. He's like, I had 2 hours left. Let me say something. That man had got money was already guaranteed. He's like, I'm gonna do what I do. Jay, please be careful, man. 74 years old. You need to hold on to all your limbs. That man's in pain, but he's such a comedic genius because he obviously he speaks on it during his shows. But again, y'all, I had to share that because I'm a Jay Leno fan. I think that you know, late night TV is still is good, but it's missing something. It's missing something. And you know, back when you had like Letterman and Leno, I mean, those guys. Oh, Conan O'Brien. I mean, come on, it's a huge slew of them. And don't get me wrong, you know, Colbert, those guys are doing great, but it's just, hey, have they survived fire? Have they survived a motorcycle crash? Have they survived a 60-foot fall? We will never know. But the answer is no, they have, because they don't have bad luck like Jay Leno has. But look, guys, that is my time. As always, I truly appreciate you all sticking with me for this hour of the Arrington Gavin Show. Be sure to tune in Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk, as well as wherever you get your podcasts. Or you can also tune in to us on YouTube or Rumble, and follow us on our Instagram handles at The Arrington Gavin Show, as well as on Substack at thearringtongavin.substack. So, my friends, take care. God bless. Stay safe out there. And try not to fall 60 feet or hurt yourself like Jay Leno did. Take care, y'all. I'm out.